Hello, and welcome to Appleton Engaged. I'm your host, Timber Smith, DEI coordinator for the City of Appleton.
And I'm Andy Adam, the communications manager for the city.
And Appleton Engaged is a podcast that explores the many people, organizations, and resources that make our community a great place to live, work, and play. So whether you're a longtime resident or just getting to know Appleton, join us as we learn more about our community together.
Today we have a very special guest from our own Lawrence University, and he heads a department which is pretty significant and resourceful.
Oh, yes. As someone who used to work in higher ed, this department is so important to the success of a student, particularly as they move out into their professional careers once they graduate. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited about this conversation, and I'm very excited about who our guest is today. So today's guest is Dr. Kevin Gaw, Dean of the Career Center and Center for Community Engagement. How are you doing, Kevin?
Hey, good afternoon. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you.
Awesome. You ready to jump in?
Sure.
All right. Can you please tell us a little about yourself and your association with Appleton and the surrounding Fox Cities region?
Yeah, I'm actually a newcomer, so I'm on the other side of the that spectrum of longtime residents to the area. I got here in June of 2023. Formerly, I was at a small private university at Rhode Island, Bryant University, running their career center. Before then, Georgia State University. I've used opportunities to experience the United States through higher education opportunities. So I've been able to go to different places and work real hard at these places. Anyways, I'm here because of Lawrence and the community, the Appleton community. I was looking for a very focused kind of learning environment that really helped the liberal arts. And when I discovered the opportunity here with a conservatory plus the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences at Lawrence, it was just magic. So I was thrilled. But then I also learned about Appleton as a community, and both my wife and I were really thrilled about what we discovered. We love the smaller size. It gives access to everything. A little secret, I grew up in Southeast Asia and Malaysia, and I'm thrilled about some of the restaurants I've been finding here, and because I am a little bit of a foodie.
Oh, you are in the right place.
Yep.
No doubt. Okay. Well, if you don't mind, can you please share a little something about your resource?
So I oversee two areas, the Career Center and the Center for Community Engagement. And the Career Center, as I like to tell incoming students and their families, our job is to help those students figure out where they want to do with their lives. Excuse me, what is congruent, what makes sense, but also help them find internships, other experiential learning opportunities, help them discover early career opportunities and help them apply, or actually go to graduate school or professional school. We had, a lot of people would think Lawrence is just a music school. Just this past year, we had one student get accepted to 3 med schools.
Oh, wow.
I know. It's pretty exciting.
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the different types of internships that are offered?
A great question. We help with nonprofit internships, and sometimes they are not paid. Sometimes they're paid very low. We help students find internships with corporations and small businesses and government agencies, city agencies, like here in the city of Appleton. And we also provide summer funding, actually, for unpaid internships to a qualified nonprofit.
What?
Yep. We give away money to our students. Well, they have to apply for it. It's not just free money. They have to put in a budget and a formal proposal. It goes through a committee review, and it's funded by our very generous alumni. So it's pretty exciting. We have students who are able to, for the first time, access an internship opportunity because of their own financial resources, would never have been able to. So it creates equity and access. We're thrilled. We even have programs that send students to other parts of the globe or other parts of the United States, not just in Wisconsin.
So help me understand this again. So you said that if you are interested in doing an internship, and if you are a resource out there, and let's say maybe you never thought about doing an internship because you didn't think it was something that you maybe fiscally could facilitate, right? Mm-hmm. You're saying it can that the finance, that part of it could be handled by your department.
Yes, qualified, yes.
Qualified, yes. Qualified.
So, but what happens is it wouldn't be the internship site, it would be the student applying for the monies. Mm-hmm. So they would have to have an internship offer in hand with an internship offer physical letter from a nonprofit. And the nonprofit needs to qualify for that status. And it's easy, we help them. And our goal is really to get these students to these experiences.
So my question is on the musical side of it. So you have a huge number of students who are into performing arts and, in different musical departments. So how do you, work with different partners in the community to get internship for the musicians and, performing artists?
I can't wait to answer this. We've had students in New York City, like at the Met. Mm-hmm. How's that? As interns, we've had students who are doing teaching music in New York City to high school students as part of an internship learning experience. It really, it depends. It's always going to be a depends type of answer because we help students identify internships, we'll help them apply, but they also have to generate their own opportunities too. And we do have special agreements with certain entities, such as in New York. Mm-hmm. We have a diversity in conservation right here in Wisconsin. And the goal of that is to have students of color to experience conservation when they normally may not consider it because you have to have financial resources to do that kind of an internship. And these students may not qualify otherwise. So this gives them access and exposure to a whole career field that they, had not considered. So there's a whole range.
That's wonderful. And are these internships available to only graduates who are passing out in their last year of your college, or it's something like they can do in the second year, third year to just learn a lot about the trades?
It's almost like I gave you that question on purpose. They can start in their second year.
Okay, awesome.
So we call them that summer before second year, rising sophomores. They can go out and use these funds for that at that time, all the way through. They have to come back to Lawrence for at least one term. So they can't be a senior and then graduate. They have to actually come back for the fall term if it's for the summer.
Can you give us a little bit of the legacy of the Career Center?
Yeah. It's, okay, you have to visualize this. Imagine a file cabinet that's 2 drawers. That we've kind of joked about that was the Career Center a long, long time ago. It was a one-person, one-office setup. It started quite a while ago, but over the years, through the 80s and the 90s and the aughts, it has really grown professionally, and now we have multiple staff. We now serve both what we call employer relations. So that's the side that faces the recruiters to work in developing recruiting relationships and posting opportunities. And we have career advisors. And we just recently hired a new assistant director for internships, and that role helps not only students apply for internships, but it also helps our agencies, nonprofits, and companies develop internships. Because developing an internship is, it feels like a daunting task at times, because how do you create a job description for a student who might be there for only 15, 20 hours, and it's not a regular job description and has learning goals and outcomes and things like that. It's a little different. So our new assistant director helps with that.
So my question also is that this kind of runs into that, like a lot of places, maybe this is their first time having an internship, and what kind of preparatory things are done to help them understand how to host an intern?
We just had a workshop doing this for nonprofits organized through the Community Foundation and the Leadership Institute here in town. And the workshop was designed to help them understand the complexities, the curves of setting up an internship, and then what the eventual processes are once they have it in place, how to do the recruitment. We've now designed this to be a type of webinar. We can do it on demand. And we do meet with our local employers to do that. It takes about an hour total time of conversation, FAQs, and things like that to really know the ins and outs of internships. It's not overly complex, but there's some important things to address early on so they don't become problematic.
So, do you organize a lot of year-round events, like signature events you have?
Exciting. In April, we're hosting a nonprofit education and social impact career and job internship showcase. It's very small. We're bringing this back. I will say that the pandemic had a pretty big hit on a lot of institutions of higher education. And so here at Lawrence, we're bringing back these recruiting events, and we're using what we're calling boutique recruiting events. So there will be a small number of employers. We use kind of a networking, casual environment. In the fall, we'll be focusing on business and probably visual and performing arts and some other areas as well. So we're just starting out right now with the nonprofit group, and that'll be this April.
Are internships the only way that students can go out and engage the community or these resources?
Nah, there's many other ways too, yeah. So the Center for Community Engagement, other side of an area that I work with, it focuses on helping students who wish to volunteer in the community to connect with opportunities. We have a system called Give Pulse where our nonprofits can post those opportunities, but they can also just contact me, for example, and I will get them in touch with the right people, and we will get those opportunities up for students to review and engage on. We have a program called the Community Federal Work Study Program, and that will help subsidize students working with nonprofits, help subsidize the hourly wage so they can go out as employees as well, besides interns. And as I mentioned, the volunteers. We do the CCE, the Community Engagement Office. They do have some well-established programs like with the Appleton Schools, and one of them is called Larry Buddies at Edison. We have another one called Vital that we're working on to make sure in fall when we relaunch it, it's going to have great impact. And we have another really neat one called First of Many. It's for first-generation college-bound students.
So, I would love to learn more about the Larry Buddies program. My son is in Edison, so something I would love to know more.
Sure. The whole idea behind it is to match students with these young learners, and it's done by the folks at Edison help make the match, and it's meant to be like a mentoring.
Awesome.
Can you share a story that'll help the Appleton Engaged listeners understand the importance of the Career Center?
I have a lot.
Like that.
Yeah. I'll focus on internships for a second.
Okay.
A lot of times people wonder what is the value or the impact of an internship. For the student, obviously, it helps them develop relevant industry-type skills, but also awareness of a profession and a pathway and in that sector of employment. Helps them network and learn the language of the business. And internships often have a fairly high conversion rate, so interns often get hired because it's like a long interview. And so that's a neat kind of impact right there. But it also helps a local organization with their brand. When they have interns and the interns have a great experience, well, students talk. And that conversation that students talk about really can promote organizations. It's the experience and the people and the professionals that they meet. And so there's a real mutual benefit to internships. And we've had students who have come back from an internship, have loved the experience, and have also discovered that's not the career path for them. That is also a good outcome from an internship because it helps them make a decision while they're still in school, while they can still navigate changes, rather than after they graduate. So it's a worthwhile experience.
It makes a lot of sense, actually. If you can figure it out before you walk across the stage, that's usually a huge plus side.
Yes, please. And we really want students to do 2 internships if they could.
So, if you have to expand on what your department does, what kind of information you would love to share with our listeners?
I would love to see more of our students. We call them Laurentians. I'd love to see more Laurentians volunteering in the community and interning. That to me is a great way how we can help support our community and our nonprofits and small businesses, as well as it's a great relationship for our community to discover the incredible talent that Lawrence is working with as young students. Our students are amazing.
Is there any additional insights you feel is important for our listeners to know?
We're a friendly office. We like working with people.
I like that.
Yeah, we want to make things happen, and we know that you have to roll up your sleeves often to make things happen. It's just not, it doesn't happen by magic. It's coming together, developing ideas, putting some operational elements to those ideas, and then, coming back and iterating on them and perfecting and improving. And it's a community project, really. It's just not working in isolation.
Is there anything the community can do to be helpful?
Well, you're going to hear it again. How about come in and ask for interns and
Yes.
post internships on our job board system. We use a system called Handshake. It's actually used by most colleges and universities. So once an organization creates a profile, they just click which college or university they want to post to. It's very simple. And so we use that platform called Handshake. So posting internships, posting volunteer opportunities. We also do an interesting project called community-based learning. And we want to grow this, but this is learning projects that a nonprofit agency may have a need for, and we can tie it to an academic program, a curriculum tie. So a course would be associated with that CBL, the community-based learning project. And so there would be students and a faculty member all involved in that project. So there's that neat little element that we're looking to develop in the coming year.
You've mentioned nonprofit multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any opportunity to work with a for-profit?
Yes. Yeah, we work with for-profits as well. We have, give some examples, Kimberly-Clark, Secura, there's all of these major corporations, U.S. Venture. We even work with interesting groups like New North and other area types of organizations, yeah. So it's not just limited to nonprofits. We actually provide services to the full spectrum of employers in different organizations and governmental agencies as well.
So we heard like 90% plus of your graduates work in, are working in different directions, and they're in Fortune 500 companies. Would you like to share some of your success stories, maybe some facts about the department?
I'll brag around one student right now. We have a student who, it's a great story because people would go, "Really, Lawrence?" And we say, "Yes, Lawrence." And it's the kind of curriculum that happens at Lawrence to make this happen. We had a student, he's just finishing right now his exams, he's graduating. He was interested in accounting, and we have a new major, it's business and entrepreneurship. A lot of people don't know that, but it's a very popular major that we just launched. Anyways, he studied some accounting, applied for an internship with Deloitte, and Deloitte typically, as a lot of people would think, recruits accounting majors and students for interns from accounting schools. So he not only was a successful student as a Deloitte intern, he is now going to work for Deloitte. And this is a great example about how the Lawrence curriculum actually prepares students in a more kind of a laser-focused way rather than a broad spectrum way, even though it's a liberal arts experience, which is more broad. So it's a fun story to share.
That's great.
We have students who are going on to work for the Metropolitan Opera. We have students who are going to it's really quite exciting. And working for museums, interning at the Smithsonian, just a wonderful range.
Well, now that you've shared all of this good stuff and the talent level of these students and the ability to provide these opportunities to them, who can these opportunity providers reach out to so they can make this connection?
Sure. Well, either go to our website, the Career Center, it's at lawrence.edu, but you can just also reach out to me, and I will direct you to the right person. Looking for an intern, I'll direct you to this guy named Rich. If you're looking for an early career opportunity, I'll direct you to Danielle. And when it comes for volunteers, you should come to me. So my email is just my name, kevin.gaw@lawrence.edu, KEVIN.GAW.
Is there any last things that you would like to share that we didn't ask a question about?
I think for us, we want to find ways to further partner with our community friends, our partners out there, For instance, today we were talking about how can we give back to the recruiters who do all this work to find talent? Are there ways for us to demonstrate our appreciation? Can we do workshops to help them in their success and their opportunities? So we're always looking for ways to actually give back too. So we need people to help tell us that what we can do as well. So we're always open to feedback and information that way.
Well, it's that time of the show, and that time is shout out time. What do you got for shout outs?
Well, I will tell you, there's no way I could do anything that I'm doing without my team, and they're incredible. So there's Grace, Rich, Ty, Danielle, Lori, and Michelle. Awesome people. But I got to tell you, we have incredible student workers. So there's a whole group of them, so I won't name them off. But we have 2 or 3 types of student workers. We have these career peer educators, and they work with students directly, and they're amazing as they're helping them with their resumes and job search techniques and skills. We are just hiring 2 students to do employer research for us. It's going to be so exciting to see how well they do. They're going to be great. And then we have other students who are just interfacing as first point of contact with our foot traffic students who come in. And we do get a lot of students walking in, so it's a pretty busy career center. I also say I am impressed with the dedication of the faculty at Lawrence and the staff. Really, it's really quite amazing, and it makes it really great to work at Lawrence because of that, because you really feel that there's a community that cares about the students. So big shout outs to them as well. And then lastly, our community partners. Without our community partners, we couldn't do what we do, and it's not just a transaction, it's really a relationship. So we really value these connections.
Well, thank you so much for spending time with us here at Appleton Engaged and sharing about, I don't know, this just feels like a really amazing opportunity, not just for the student, but for our community to have the opportunity to provide opportunity to these students. I just think that's fantastic.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate the time.
We're going to start wrapping up this episode. So, Appleton Engaged listeners, I just want to take a moment and say thank you. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for giving us your minds and ears. Thank you for caring about this community and wanting it to be the best community that it can be. We here at Appleton Engage want to become the best podcast in the Northeast Wisconsin region, and we need your help to do that. So what does that mean? Well, a couple of things. That means don't hesitate to reach out to us and tell us, what would you like to see us do here on Appleton Engaged? Also, do you need to be a guest because you're an amazing resource? That would be fantastic. Or maybe you know one, so you want to recommend a guest. Well, all of those are good reasons to reach out to us, and you can reach out to us at diversity@appleton.org. Once again, that is diversity@appleton.org. And then while you're sitting here listening to us, take one more second and press the subscribe button. And if you've got a few more seconds, also leave us a review. Those things help to improve our analytics. And better analytics will help us get in front of more eyes and ears in this region. We think we have something very, very special here. And the more of our community members who learn about Appleton Engage, the more of our community members are going to help make this place more welcoming.
Thank you, Dr. Go. We really appreciate all the insights you shared with our listeners today. And what we want from you is that go post on Handshake their online internship and job board and just hire Lawrence students. That's how simply you can help their department and our wonderful students. With that, until next time, stay thoughtful, stay curious, and stay engaged.